Hey gang, welcome back to another video. Now last week I teased a new candle-style LED bulb that could be a real game changer for haunters. So this week I'm going to take a deeper dive and show you how to wire them up for use in your haunt. So let's get into it. After a deep dive online, here's the new style of LED flame bulb that I found. It's compact, uses only 3.3 volts, and is much brighter than the standard 5mm LED flicker bulbs. But before I can show you what it looks like, I'm going to need to prep the bulb. These bulbs don't come pre-tinned, so I'll need to add a bit of solder before attaching my wires. And to do that, I'll start by applying a bit of flux to the positive and negative terminals. This flux paste helps to remove any oxidation from the surface you're soldering to, while also allowing the solder to flow and adhere properly in the joint. So once it's brushed on, I can melt the solder wire onto the tip of my soldering iron, and once I touch it to the bulb circuit board, it gets drawn into place, giving me a nice solid surface to attach my wires to. The next thing I'll need to do is to tin the wires I'll be using to power the bulb. This process is a bit different from tinning the LED terminals. I'll start by adding a bit of solder to the tip of my iron, and I'll hold it against the wire. This helps to improve its heat transfer. Then, as the wire heats up, I'll touch the solder to the heated wire, which will melt it a bit and draw it down into the wire strands. Now this can take a bit of practice, but it's a great skill to have for projects just like this one. Now that my wires are tinned, I can attach them to the terminals on the LED. A quick touch on the tinned wires with my soldering iron will reactivate the solder and instantly bond the wire to the LED. After soldering both terminals, I'll pull on the connection to make sure that I got a good bond before moving on to the next part of the build. My lighting system runs on 12 volts, so I'll need to drop the voltage, and to do that, I'll use a buck converter. Now there's a lot of different kinds of buck converters that handle all different voltages, but this one specifically drops it to the voltage needed for these LEDs, and so I'll repeat the same soldering process as before, but since all of my candles connect to a single cord, adding this as an inline adapter at the start of that cord will drop the voltage from 12 to 3.3 volts for every LED connected to it. With the major wiring prep out of the way, I'll give a quick refresher on how I make my PVC candles. The candles start with a piece of Schedule 30 PVC pipe. I chose this kind of pipe because the walls are about half as thick as your standard PVC, and so it allows for the glow of the LED to be seen through its walls like you'd see with a real candle. I removed any of the markings with some acetone, and then used the sanding drum on my rotary tool to create a more interesting lip to the pipe. This gives me the ability to make each one look a bit different. Once the lip has been smoothed out, I'll take my glue gun and some white Surebonder glue sticks and get to adding the fake wax strips to the pipe. For the best results, I found that starting where I want the drip to end and applying the glue upward toward the top of the pipe makes for a more realistic and predictable drip. I'll apply the drips in a few layers, giving a small amount of space between them as I work my way around the pipe, before starting a second drip immediately next to and partially overlapping my previous pass. I'll repeat this step about 4 times or until the candle looks how I want, and then I'll apply a heavy pass along the top lip to hide the uneven edge. Once all my glue is applied, I'll use a heat gun to partially reactivate the glue, which causes the drips to blend together to a more uniform appearance, and then I can let the glue cool once again. The last step in making the candle shell is to add a bit of color. Since most of these will be seen at night, I went with a brown craft paint, which I brushed onto the surface and immediately wiped away. The brown paint tones down the bright white color of the pipe and glue and gives the entire prop a bit of aging that helps to highlight all of the details. With that out of the way, I can get to creating a cap for my candle. And for that, I'll be using some styrene, since it's what I had on hand. I traced the inside of the pipe onto the styrene sheet, and then could cut it out with a pair of scissors. You could use any kind of material for this piece. You'll just want to make sure it will withstand the elements wherever you display it. And if it'll be outdoors, you'll want to add some drainage holes for any water that may accumulate inside the candle. I also marked off a small opening in the center for the LED to pass through, and cut that opening with a sharp razor blade, and then I could get to threading the LED bulb through the hole. I'm aiming for it to have the bulb sticking out of the top of the disc and the circuit board below, and when I'm good with its position, I'll hot glue it in place. As an added bit of protection against corrosion, you could also apply glue to the circuit board. The last thing I'll need to do before powering everything up is to set the disc inside the pipe. I use this bit of pool noodle as a temporary way to help stabilize the disc once it was inside the pipe, and then I could use a bit more hot glue to lock its position. With all the parts set in place, I can hook it up to power. For the purpose of this video, I'm using a barrel connector to connect to a 12-volt power supply, and some lever nuts to connect from the buck converter to the wire leads on the LED bulb. And once I plug it in, this new LED flame bulb PVC candle is powered up and ready to go in the haunt.
Now, like most flicker LEDs, they're not perfect, but this is just the first generation of this bulb, and I only expect them to get better from here. But for now, this is a great way to add more light and a bit of movement to your haunt. Well, that's going to do it for this one. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. But most importantly, go make something.